Hey guys, it's Jaybro Gaming, and today I thought it would be a really cool idea to make an unpopular opinions video about Plants vs. Zombies. This has opinions about both games in it. These are in no particular order or anything, and also keep in mind throughout watching this video that I am not an expert on the PVZ community. I mean, I watch a lot of videos, but some of these I may think are unpopular, but actually aren't, so keep that in mind. Well, with all that said, let's just get started. Well, I guess we're just starting right into one of the most controversial ones in the entire video. So, my opinion, my rules, my list. So, screw you guys. So, basically, I think that Blover is probably the best plant in this entire game. Now, before you leak my IP address in the comments, I just want you to think for a moment about this. Is there any other plant in this game that nullifies the existence of a certain type of zombie? I don't think so, and if there is, then please just tell me, because I'm just dumb. Blover is just extremely broken. Just the fundamental idea of a plant that you just use that just eliminates an entire class of zombies is absolutely absurd. And not even mentioning its amount of synergies with other plants it has. Here, let me go over a few real quick. To start with, Charred Guard plus Blover is a very effective tile clearer. Then, level 5 Stalia plus Blover is a 3x3 Cherry Bomb that costs 50 sun. And then, not even gonna mention Reinforcement plus Blover, which is literally just a screen wipe for 50 sun. It's ridiculous. Blover and all of its combos are genuinely so good that you can beat so many of the levels in this game using just them. Okay, maybe from a design standpoint, Blover isn't the best, but from a sheer raw damage output and just synergy and cheese look at this game, Blover takes the cake as one of the most powerful plants in this entire game. And I kind of feel bad for it, because I feel like Blover's kind of gotten a bad rep in the community. I mean, maybe I'm a little biased because it's my favorite plant, but whatever. I think that Blover's really good. Even in the first game, Blover is literally just a better version of Planturn and Cactus, two very bad plants. So overall, I think Blover finally deserves some justice in the community. A lot of times I see him in low C, D, F tier. Really, he deserves high A or S. Now, this one's also pretty controversial, and Shy Guy Mask and all his fans are probably going to kill me for this one. But I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Puffshroom really is not that good. I'm just going to be honest. I mean, it's not bad or anything. It's just so many other better options. I mean, I get it's Zero Sun. I get it can kill basic zombies, but just use Melon Pult or Repeater or Gatling Pea or just anything else. I can't even call it the best mushroom, because it really isn't. Puffshroom just gets so outclassed after the first wave of level, it's not even funny. Just start replacing them with Fume Shrooms or just anything else. And I've played modded Plants vs. Zombies before, and mods tend to nerf Puffshroom, which usually is a sign that it's pretty decent. Which, don't get me wrong, it is, but that doesn't mean it's not outclassed, if that makes any sense. For example, let me talk about a few mushroom plants that are genuinely just so much better than Puffshroom in every single way. Firstly, there's Magnetshroom, which is an exceptional support plant for levels 4-7 and 5-4, where there's a ton of metal zombies that can really cause a havoc. Then there's Ice Shroom, which provides great utility for its price and also can stop ambush zombies from spawning. And then there's Doomshroom. Do I really even need to explain why Doomshroom's good? So overall, Puffshroom isn't bad or anything, it's just a little outclassed, and it definitely is not the best plant in Plants vs. Zombies 1. I don't think this one will make anyone too mad, but I just thought I'd mention it. Jurassic Marsh just sucks. It really is just the worst world in the entire game. And to a lesser extent, Neon Mixtape Tour, but I'll let that one pass because it at least has really good music. But going back to Jurassic Marsh only has one special zombie, and its only attribute is just being so slow and dense that it can't be knocked back. Almost all of the plants in this world are really good though. We'll come back to you. But most of them are just rehashes of old plants, which I don't find that original. And do not even get me started on the dinosaurs. You know what, I have a challenge for you. Play the Endless Zone in Jurassic Marsh and try to get to level 30. I guarantee you, by level 15, there will be so many Ankylosauruses that it's literally impossible to have a defense at all. As you can see, this is only level 21, and there are upwards of 15 to 20 dinosaurs on screen at once. Even the Gargantua level in this stage, which are usually pretty fun little challenges to distract yourself from the main game, is absolutely grueling. Very little room for error, just massive swarms of zombies, always getting kicked to like the second or third tile, and pea shooters just are not enough to deal with it. Overall, I think Jurassic Marsh is the worst world in this entire game. And I hate that it is, because they could have done such a cool idea with it and mixed it up, but the lack of brainbusters and unique zombies and the dinosaurs really just ruin it for me. Well, here's another really controversial opinion on this list. Gee, it's almost like this video is full of controversial opinions. But I thought they'd get this out of the way. I really hate Primal Pea Shooter. To start with, Primal Pea Shooter does 50 damage per pea shot and fires once every 3 seconds for a DPS of 16.66 repeating. Compare this with level 1 Pea Shooter that has the stats of 20 damage per shot and a shot every 1.425 seconds, with a DPS of around 14ish. Primal Pea Shooter costs 75 more stun than base Pea Shooter, and you're only getting a DPS increase of 2 damage. Granted, Primal Pea Shooter does have a stun, but what's the point of it if the world it's introduced in has a zombie that's immune to it? And that's really the main problem I have with Primal Pea Shooter. Why would they introduce him in Jurassic Marsh? It's probably the hardest world in the entire game due to the extremely dense hordes of zombies. And even then, they introduce a zombie that's immune to Primal Pea Shooter's main thing in that world. Pea shooting plants in general just struggle in the later worlds due to the increased density. In your average Jurassic Marsh level, single target straight shooting plants are simply just not enough to deal with the zombies. Take level 29 for instance. This is a locked and loaded level where your only 3 plants are Primal Pea Shooter, Primal Sunflower, and Primal Potato Mine. And as you can see from this clip, Primal Pea Shooter is just simply not enough to deal with this. There are so many zombies on screen at once, it's ridiculous. And as you can see from this clip, I have a level 5 Primal Pea Shooter with a reduced cost and it does about like 80 damage. And even then, they're still getting overwhelmed by how many zombies there are. The problem with Primal Pea Shooter is just that by this point in the game that you unlock him, there's just so many better options that you could use. Laser Beam and Melon Port are great examples of high damage, multi-hit crowd clears that can deal with dense swarms of zombies. Primal Pea Shooter is probably the exact opposite of this, having probably one of the worst crowd controls in the entire game. Also, I found it absolutely hilarious that the world he's introduced in is probably the world that he's actually the worst in, due to insanely dense swarms of zombies. The only thing I can think of Primal Pea Shooter being useful for is Trample the Flower level, since it can knock zombies back, and Pirate Seas, since I guess it can knock back swashbucklers and imp cannons back into the water, but even that's a stretch. Primal Pea Shooter is just very outclassed. Heck, even Repeater, which is unlocked literally in the first world of the game, does way better in Jurassic Marsh than Primal Pea Shooter does. Also, not even mentioning the fact that it almost has double DPS of Primal Pea Shooter and costs 25 more. Primal Pea Shooter is genuinely so terrible that by the first world of the game, you already have a plant that is genuinely better than it in every conceivable way. Don't even get me started on this plant food. It's probably the worst plant food out of any pea shooting plant in the entire game. You know how all of them have like the cool like Gatling pea thing? No, his is just extremely lame and does like 500 damage, I think. Moral of the story here? Actually, I don't even have a moral. Primal Pea Shooter just sucks. Don't use him. Post-editing Jaybro here. So basically, I found out while filming the outro for this video that Primal Pea Shooter and Blover can actually work together. When Primal Pea Shooter knocks back a zombie, Blover can blow it away if you time it right. So I finally found a useful thing that Primal Pea Shooter actually does. Is it good? No. But I just find it really funny that I talked crap about it for 3 minutes straight, and I found this right now. I don't think this one's going to be too controversial, but I just want to say anyways. But I really like Hypnoshroom. I think he's pretty good. In both games, he's been a really solid choice. And it's really weird that I always see him in like E or F tier, because he's pretty good. Firstly, Hypnoshroom is an excellent counter against Jack-in-the-Box zombies, because if you didn't know, you could hypnotize them, and when they explode, it actually acts like a makeshift cherry bomb. So it's pretty cool that you can do that. Hypno is also really good against football zombies, which basically clears out the entire lane for you because how strong they are. That's what you want to do with Hypnoshroom. You want to hypnotize the highest health target you can get. And even in the second game, Hypnoshroom's pretty good. Some targets I recommend are chicken wranglers, because they unleash a swarm of chickens when they're hypnotized. And also the Far Future mechs, because unlike Chili Bean, Hypnoshroom actually works on Far Future mech zombies. And also their special abilities and high health can really help you out, like Discotron summoning a couple backup dancers, or the Shield Zombie's shield. And unlike Primal Pea Shooter, Hypnoshroom's actually pretty good in the world that he's introduced in due to potion levels, because you can use Hypnoshroom against these boosted potion zombies and have a really high health dense target that you can clear out a couple zombies with. Really, the only bad thing I have to say about Hypnoshroom is that he's outclassed by Cauliflower, but Cauliflower is a premium plant that I do not have, so Hypnoshroom's still a pretty good choice for me, you know? Overall, I think Hypnoshroom's a pretty underrated plant. He's not like the best plant in the game by any means, but he's definitely a solid choice for most levels. And that is the end of today's video. If you enjoyed, please consider liking or subscribing. Leaving a comment down below, just anything would be very much appreciated. This video took a while for me to make, and if you'd like to see another part of this, please let me know, because trust me, I have a lot more opinions that I want to share with you guys. So that's about it. I'm Jaybro. I'll see y'all next video.